Oh, she's gonna do the salmon. Get him. Get on him. Oh my god. So after that episode, there's her cub up there. She didn't seem to care too much to leave the cub behind and go after that salmon. Looks like a 1-year-old. He's got to go get his own fish for dinner, I guess. What a show. And it's been a pretty wild evening. I've got the food hung as high as I can get it in a tree with a tripwire attached to my pot, my kettle. So if anything does go up the tree after it, I should be able to hear them. See how it goes. It's quite a lot of wildlife right around here. So here's the campsite. Campsite of bears. This is August 6th, 2014. My 50th birthday, by the way. Real trivia. And here's my birthday cake. Actually a pancake with a bunch of nuts and dried fruit in it. Coffee, pancake. What's for breakfast? No bears came to visit last night. It's a good thing because I had a lot of bear action yesterday. And it's going to be a gorgeous day. So, paradise. Can't complain. There's the river. About 20 feet over. And my tent and all my setup. And no bears yet this morning. Heard some salmon swimming up the river. Nobody down there. Nobody down there. It's all pretty empty. But it's going to be a spectacular day. Nice and blue sky. No rain. So I'm going to forge on up the river and see what it's going to take to get a kayak up there. A little action going on down there. The old chum seems to have got himself into a little bit of trouble. Oh, he's getting out. Alright, deeper up Johnson Creek now. The holes aren't that deep, maybe a foot, 2 feet at most. A lot of salmon still moving up in here. Haven't found any rainbow yet. But the lake shouldn't be that far up. I'm pretty far up here already. Alright, I finally arrived at Johnston Lake. It took me a good hour and a half hike from my camp down there in bear country. But yeah, this is it. Paradise. Paradise. Nice up here. Should spend more time. Big old trout just jumped out there. I'm gonna throw from the beach here. See what I can score. Nobody here. I doubt if this place sees more than 2 or 3 visitors a year. Alright. Right back here. There's a grotto downstream of the old growth in here. A little bit downstream of Johnson Lake on Johnson Creek. That might be 100 yards downstream. I don't know. It's just an amazing spot. Pools aren't very big. I've caught a few dollies up to about 16 inches, 15 inches maybe. Well, and a couple really pretty wild rainbows. But there's a bigger pool down there right before that fallen log. I didn't hit that on the way in, so saving it for the way down. River action. Nice color. White, shoot me colors. Nice cheeks. Not enough light. I'm making coffee and there's a bear attacking salmon about 100 feet from my tent. Well, as you can tell, the good weather's over, for now anyway. The rain is back, and it's been a good downpour since about 2 a.m. this morning. Got my tent, I got a break, and pack up camp. I'm waiting for high tide in about an hour to shorten the portage down the creek. The bears were pretty active all night. They're having a real party. A lot of them just a few feet from the tent. There's not much you can do about it. I just kind of trust that they be respectful, and they did, and they stayed out of my stuff and didn't paw on the tent or anything. And I had a pretty good night's sleep. And when I wake up, I listen to the bears for a while and then go back to sleep. But seen quite a few bears take salmon right here at the creek, right in front of me. A lot of them are spooky. Some of them seem to get about 40-50 feet away and they'll still fish, but I don't want them to get used to me, and I'm out of here. I don't think too many people are back here. So anyway, time to break camp and hit the wet trail. It's a good traveling day. Alright, again, foggy lens, portaging downriver, empty the boat out, move it through the rapids. A little fun before I leave. Floating down the river, catching pinks. Pinks love pink. Little pinky. He's going back. In this little cove right before I need to leave. Crossing, not much of a crossing, just a few miles. Got lunch here, lunch in my lap. It's about what I eat every day. So, some gorp that I mixed up, and oh, delicious. I was able to do some smoked sockeye salmon. Hell, I'm gonna have to do fish in a pot over rice anymore. I actually found a smoker out here in the middle of nowhere. Made it work. Has some delicious sockeye, all smoked up. One of the best salmon in the world. The best, in my opinion. There we go. Alaskan rainbow. Nice. Dumping all day. Looks like it's going to get better. It's about 6:30 in the evening. High tide's at about 10. Extremely shallow. 6 feet right here. 7 feet. It's about a mid-tide right now, so we got about 3 hours before the tide comes in. The river looks very wide and open. It also looks very shallow, but it's about 250 yards to go up that small creek to the river. So there's a good chance if it's open like that I could portage it. No falls. And a few seals around, but not a lot of salmon jumping, so I figured the run's probably already in there, which is alright by me as well. Fishing in the lake. Looks a little different than everything else. It's got this weird kind of almost a granite type of rock. There's a lot of sharp edges on it, and it's covered in a real fine, slippery green moss. Makes it doubly dangerous. A slip and a cut could be very, very bad news right here. So I'm gonna have to take baby steps. I'm thinking about camping right here in this little paddock. Tide should come up about another 3 feet, which would put it right about at the edge of it, but that's enough to sleep on. hang some food from the trees, and I just have to keep forging on tomorrow at high tide. But then tomorrow's high tide is going to be 3 feet lower than tonight's high tide. It'll probably be about this distance, which is doable. I can see the lake up there. But these rocks are just too many rocks to portage tonight. I'm gonna have to find a place and camp here and finish it in the morning. I don't think the tide's gonna make any difference. Well, this is camp. I made it up last night, but after dark. Slid my way over a lot of log jams and pulled my way up over some waterfalls, but it took a few hours. Not a terrible long portage, but the lake is long. It's fairly deep, about 85 feet. I've been about, maybe half or 2/3 of the way down there. It's a long and skinny lake between a couple of steep sides. Some waterfalls coming off, beautiful peak at the end of it, just gorgeous scenery. There's a cabin about halfway up on the right. There was a bear walking the shore this morning, kind of a scraggly looking male. But all to myself, apparently. It doesn't look like anyone's been in the cabin for a couple years. Alright, here's what remains of my food supply. I've got about 2 pounds of rice, a pound of couscous, some dried kale and dried beets, some dried seaweed, 4 packs of coffee, plenty of coffee, 1 pack of pancake mix, which might be able to last me 3 meals. I have, I don't know, some total of about 2 pounds of gorp left. About a dozen Reese's peanut butter cups, 4 granola bars, a couple pounds of dark chocolate, a packet of tortillas, 1.5 blocks of cheese, I don't know, that's probably 1.5 pounds, and a salami and a potato, and about 3 pounds of smoked sockeye left, and that's got to last me for 6 days. That's not a lot of food for me. I go through a lot of food. So I'm gonna have to subsidize that. I've got some oils and stuff, but I gotta start thinking about really eating more fish. Of course I'm eating fish almost every day, but eating a lot more of it, I guess. I'm gonna have to catch some trout here. Huh. Looks like we have a harbor seal all the way up in the lake over there. All the way up here, eating salmon. Anyway, I gotta protect my food from the bears because I don't have enough to share right now. It's all I got left.